What is anarchism?
Is it the Molotov cocktail thrown throughout the decades? Like Sylvia Rivera throwing the first empty bottle at the cops that tried to break the party up at Stonewall?
Or is it the Midnight Riders remapping the Car City of the Angels with their commune on wheels? Or is it families turned farmers seizing fallow land for community agriculture in South LA?
Or is it Occupy LA? Transforming the lawn at City Hall into Solidarity Park? You know, when you think about the history of anarchism, you don't generally think of Los Angeles. And you don't usually think of anarchism as being a Mexican thing.
But tonight, we're gonna tell you the story of Ricardo Flores Magón, the Mexican anarchist who made LA his headquarters just before and during the Mexican Revolution. 100 years before Solidarity Park, the Magonistas were agitating in the old plaza just a couple of blocks away.
We're talking about the deep roots of radical politics in LA. And in a city whose history's been whitewashed and forgotten, roots matter.
So Ricardo is born in Oaxaca in 1874, just 3 years before Porfirio Diaz comes to power, proclaiming himself a reformer with the slogan, no reelección, no leaders in perpetuity, no dictators, which, of course, Porfirio Diaz ends up becoming, exerting absolute authority for over 3 decades.
But Ricardo, he grows up in a largely indigenous community that practices holding the land and its resources as ejidos, common lands.
This is exactly the opposite of the hacienda system of private property and peonage, which Diaz fiercely defends. Ricardo is just 17 years old when he takes to the streets for the first time in a student-led demonstration against the dictator.
He is arrested and thrown into the infamous rat and spider-infested Belém prison.
He gets out and founds his own newspaper, Regeneración.
He is arrested.
He emerges from Belém after 11 months and promptly goes back to muckraking.
He is arrested. 4 more months in Belém.
A few days after he's released, he hangs a banner from the balcony of his newspaper office that reads, La Constitución ha muerto. The Constitution has died.
He is arrested along with his brother Enrique. This time the sentence is 5 months in Belém. Upon their release, the puppet Supreme Court bans the Flores Magón brothers from publishing anything at all, ever.
Deprived of the means of communicating with the masses, Ricardo, Enrique, and many of their collaborators decide to flee into exile. They cross the border into Texas, but crossing from one state into another state does not end their persecution.
The brothers set about reviving Regeneración amongst the Mexican exiles and smuggling it back across the border.
Agents of Diaz follow their every step, from Laredo to San Antonio, from San Antonio to St. Louis,
where they are arrested on charges of defamation for writing scathing articles against the Diaz regime.
Manifesto to the workers of the world. This formidable struggle between the 2 social classes in Mexico is just the first act in the great universal cataclysm which will very soon break up on the scene all over the planet.
And whose final act will be the triumph of the magnanimous formula of liberty, equality, and fraternity.
Which the bourgeois political revolutions have not been able to translate into physical reality because these revolutions have not dared to break the dorsal spine of tyranny, which is capitalism and authoritarianism.
Comrades of the entire world, the solution is in the hands of the disinherited. It only requires the practice of a great virtue.
Solidarity. Brothers and sisters, Chicano son.